And we're here live after Hell in a Cell. What do you think?
It was a show. It was a show. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, wasn't the worst. It was just a show.
A show that you would give what?
I mean, I would give it a C. It was right in the middle. To me, the only good match, in my opinion, was the Sasha Bailey match. I like that match. When the first match, when you have the first match is the Universal title match, I mean, you know something's up.
So you already said the best match was the Bailey Sasha. I guess on a 5-star rating, what would you give it?
On a 5-star, man, what I give that match? I give that match.
No, I'm talking about not even the match. I'm talking about the pay-per-view.
The whole on a 5-star, the whole event.
Yeah,
right in the middle, about 2.5.
2.5. I would say a 3, but let's go with what started the show, and Roman and the Tribal Chief and the I Quit Hell in a Cell match. If you were to give that a rating and give what you thought about the match, what would it be? Give your thoughts on the match.
I mean, to me, that match was it was a 3. I mean, in my opinion, I knew what we were going to happen, but wasn't no way Jay was going to win that match. I mean, he had some good moments. He knew he wasn't going to win. I mean, the way they came about the twist at the end to get him to say, I quit. I thought that was innovative, but it wasn't a special match. I mean, in my opinion, so a 3 is what I would give it.
I mean, I liked that, the match at the end where the Samoan SWAT team came out and gave him the lay across, basically putting him over as the Tribal Chief. But we knew what was going to happen from the beginning. And not only that, we also know that, this looks like, in a different way, the WWE still feeding Roman down our throat in a different way, because this is just like The Rock raising his hand at the Royal Rumble, or Daniel Bryan raising his hand at the Payback.
Right, it's like and it's funny because them coming out, I mean, that sends to me a conflicting message. If during the middle of the match, Roman said he won't even say it. If my own family don't respect me, how anybody else gonna respect me? Then why they coming out then? But maybe that was a whole part of the whole thing. So
no, I think when he said that, his own family, meaning he was just talking about the Usos particularly, not the whole family. Not respecting. He's like, my own family, meaning my bloodline, meaning the Usos. They not even respecting me as the Tribal Chief. And with Roman putting the stipulation out there on Friday, like, hey, if you say I quit, you mine. You do as I say. And if you don't, you out the family. So he said, "I loved you" at the end. Hey, I guess they will do what they have to do to follow his word until they either capitulate to him or turn on him when he least expected. I don't know. But moving on, we could kind of combine the Otis and me. Well, no, we can't combine it. We're gonna combine the Jeff Hardy versus Elias and the Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack match. We're gonna combine them together and just give those two a solid 2s, and the outcomes of those matches weren't unexpected. Well, Jeff Hardy hitting him with the guitar was stupid because he gave Elias a win on a pay-per-view per se. And then Bobby Lashley, we didn't think at all he was gonna lose to a Slapjack.
Because you picked the weakest one out of
right.
Retribution.
Now if he had went up against T-Bar, which is Dominic Dijakovic,
or even Dio Madden.
But we know Dio Madden ain't got no skills for real. We ain't never seen him. We know Dominic Dijakovic got some skills. So we would have been like, okay, this is going to be a match. But nah, they picked Slapjack. So we knew what that was. So give them both 2.
Which was kind of crazy because, like, why would you want your opponents to pick who you fight and then choose who fight you?
Right. That just doesn't make sense. But moving on from those, that's why I say we get going. So the Otis and Miz Money in the Bank on the line, and whoever wins gets the Money in the Bank. What do you think about that match?
That was to me, it was the way they did the match at the end, especially in the. That's a good way to further that storyline. Just when you thought you were tired of it. With Tucky turning on Otis. Now, other than that, I mean, the match kind of went how you thought it would, because you wanted to see what they would do with this briefcase, but you kind of figured somewhere they were gonna get it off of.
Yeah, but see, the problem with this whole thing is Tucker is on Raw and Otis is on SmackDown. So how do you even, get them to fight against each other to get his receipt for him helping him lose the Money in the Bank briefcase?
Right. Well, maybe a Survivor Series.
I guess.
Right.
It's in 4 weeks. I guess you could build a story there. So in that match, that gets a 2.5 because of the ending.
Right.
Kind of.
It was. I did expect it. Yeah.
So then we'll go to your match of the night, and Sasha versus Bayley. What star rating would you give that?
I get that's a. I would get it at a 4.75.
Okay, I was thinking around 4.5, 4.75. I couldn't quite give it a 5-star, but they did a lot in that match. I think they did more in that match than the other 2 Hell in a Cell matches combined. As far as moves, using the cell, using things around the cell, being innovative on what they did. And I mean, like the kendo stick slingshot that Bayley did to Sasha was crazy. The Sasha running up the table to do a Meteora on Bayley to the back of the cage, or Sasha even getting under the table and kicking up the cage. kicking up the
Right.
table
Yeah.
to Bailey face. I mean, it was just so many different spots that you really couldn't, see coming, or Bailey setting up the ladder on two chairs and stuff like that.
Right.
So I give it a 4.75. I think they didn't disappoint. And what do you think about Sasha winning?
And that was long overdue. It still keeps it so you can at least do something else with that feud if you want to. Because now it puts it where you can see Bailey chasing for the belt, trying to get the belt
And I'm gonna
back.
say this now: the reason I think they took it off Bailey is so maybe down the road Bailey can win the Royal Rumble, because that'll give another horsewoman another Royal Rumble win. That'll be 3 in a row actually, because that Becky won 2 years ago, Charlotte won last year, and then Bailey will win this year. But they also give her everything won. Money in the Bank. So, I feel like Bailey could win the the Royal Rumble, and even challenge uh Sasha again later on down the line, or do something different. Who knows? But I think they want to give her uh that last little bit of her winning the Royal Rumble. And lastly, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, World Championship match. Spoiler alert: Randy Orton won his 14th title. What do you think of the match? And what do you think of the result?
Though now the match, it started. It started good. It started. Now I'm not gonna say great, but it started good. It started in the middle where it normally starts. The um, Randy launching sneak attack. Getting sniffed out by Drew. They had a good match until they decided to go up top of the ship, because that just
Didn't
I
make any
lost it, because I don't know what they were doing. And then you did all of that just for Randy to hit him in the leg with a pipe and then climb down the other side.
Yeah, well, it was all for Drew to fall through the announce desk, and I don't think Drew felt safe falling off the top, so we'll fall off the other side of the cage, so you could do that and have blood coming out your mouth and all this other stuff. But I say I saw it coming when they made it the main event. Um, I'll get it just a regular old 3.75 even.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 3.75.
Cause I mean, it comes out with Randy. Now I just don't know where they go from here. You said something about the Fiend, maybe. I don't know what they're doing with the Fiend right now. So Raw tends to mess up things left and right. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
if nothing else, that was our Hell in the Cell review. Uh, we'll be back probably around Survivor Series, or something like that. But until then, we'll see y'all next time.